Looking back on the week that was and forward to the week ahead. It's the Fantasy Football Hustle. Here are your hosts, Brian Drake and Dwain McFarland.
Hey, all across the fantasy universe, welcome one and all. It is the Fantasy Football Hustle presented by Pro Football Focus. How's it going out there, everybody? Checking us out on YouTube tonight. Brian Drake, Dwain McFarland, getting ready to do a little something called the FFPC Pros versus Joes draft. This is a draft we're very lucky to be invited back to that the FFPC puts on. It is a best ball format. They take 6 pros, I guess we fall into that category, Dwain, and 6 Joes, many of them high stakes players or guys who play a lot of FFPC. And we're going to do this 12-man best ball slim. We have drawn the 108, and the draft is going to get underway here in about 4 minutes. So, Dwain, what's going on, man? How are you, and how you feeling with our 108? And, folks, again, this is going to be real casual. We're actually not recording this to the air as our usual shows do. So you're not going to see us, like, breaking down every pick in the draft of, like, oh, this guy picked this guy, this guy picked that guy. We're just going to be more focusing on our process, Dwain's thoughts, our team, our pick. So it's kind of a real special look into how Dwain drafts with me kind of chiming in as like the devil on his shoulder. But what's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Like, we're about to draft. Like, I couldn't be better. Drafting on a Monday night, you have a case of the Mondays when you wake up, Drake, and then by the time Monday, it's like the old Monday Night Football commercials, right? You get excited about Monday night. So that's how I feel tonight. This will be an interesting draft. It's a tough draft. You got Scott Barrett down past us at 12. You got Michael Leone at 10 from ETR. We're sitting at 8. You got Rich Rebar sitting at 6. Why does Rich get the middle spot in every draft we're in, where he just gets to pick off the value? Literally, the dude draws that pick every draft I'm in. And then we got several other guys. So I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a tough draft. It's a best ball slim. So just for those that don't know what that means, and the FFPC. So a couple things. In the FFPC, you've got tight end premium. So that means tight ends get 1.5 points per reception. Everybody else gets 1. It's a double flex. So you've got 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end, but then you can flex 2 more of whatever you want. It can be a tight end, besides quarterback. It can be a tight end, it can be a running back, it can be a receiver. So it's a format where it's a little bit different than some of the best balls that people are used to doing, like Underdog, where you have to draft 3 receivers, you have a flex, and you only have to have 2 running backs. Over here, you could start up to 4 running backs. So I love this format because I feel like it opens so many doors to your strategy and what way you want to go based on the value being presented to you. You can be more fluid. I don't think you have to force any one certain strategy here. So, man, I'm feeling good. Any thoughts from you? I mean, pick 8. It can be, you're down. What I found this year is coming back in round 3 and coming back in round 5. Once you're past the middle spot where Rich sits, or actually a little bit before it, around pick 4 or 5, like a lot of times there's a drop there. I mean, we'll see if that happens tonight. This format helps out a little bit because it gives you flexibility, but it'll be interesting. And we know the guys around us are not going to do us any favors, Drake. We can't make any mistakes. We're gonna have to be tight.
Yeah, and you're a big FFPC guy. That's why we really lean on you with this format. If you look at ADP from our buddy Fantasy Mojo, we really appreciate him. He basically the guy that got us into this league. So Darren Armani, shout out to him.
Love Darren. Yeah.
The guys who are falling right there, their ADP wise at 1.7 and 1.8 are Zeke and Saquon Barkley. So, you and I were talking just before the show started, and we were like, what do we do if Barkley's there? I mean, if Zeke's there? I think he's probably the pick. I think Dwain will hammer his keyboard to get Zeke there, but
yeah, I wouldn't be afraid. Option is Darren Waller could make it there. In this format, I'm not afraid of going with Darren Waller, and just knowing that you've got an elite tight end locked up. I'm also not afraid of Tyreek Hill at all. In best ball type formats, I don't is that going to be in our audio for the show? That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you heard that crazy noise, that means the draft started. And if you're watching along on YouTube, the draft board is right there. But we're not going to go pick by pick. We're just focused on us for this draft and what we're going to do. We'll pop in here and there, let you know what's going on. But
so Zeke just went at 2. You don't have to worry about that, Drake.
Wow, Zeke off the board at 2. Jeez Louise. Yeah, you've been seeing it on Twitter. Like a lot of people are kind of coming around, and you've been leading that charge too. That like, Daigle is another guy. Like Zeke should be a top 4 or 5 pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's volume. Overall, he's been a healthy guy. And he's going to be in a great offense. I mean, what else do you really want? There goes Kelsey, Kamara, Dalvin Cook. Obviously, McCaffrey was the first pick.
You are up next.
So we are up next. Saquon Barkley just went. Derrick Henry is still sitting on the board, Drake. So that will be the pick if he's available. If he's gone, I'm thinking Tyreek Hill or Darren Waller. You could also talk me into Austin Eckler. And they left. There goes Waller. So this is pretty easy. It's Derrick Henry. Agree?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I will pound Derrick Henry at pick 8. No problem.
Look at JT going off right after us.
That's fine. I have JT graded as a 2nd round pick. So I'm out on that.
All right. So we're going to, let's see. Dwain actually sent me his tier sheet. So you guys can be very jealous out there. That's what I get to work off tonight. And I can put in all our picks. So we got Derrick Henry. He's filling in 1 slot. Let's see. Stephon Diggs,
Diggs goes ahead of Tyreek Hill. Some of the thought process behind that is that you get Josh Allen at 4. You get a better shot at stacking Josh Allen with Diggs. So I'll see people do that sometimes because if you want to stack with Mahomes, you got to do it in the 3rd round. So Mahomes and Devontae Adams off the board to Scott Barrett. Which you and we were talking a little bit before we even started. And I told you I had no problem starting with 2 receivers like that down here on this end. Derrick Henry just getting to us changes things for me. So coming back, we're looking at Eckler, Akers, Mixon, Hopkins, Ridley, Kittle. Those guys are all in the top tiers that I would consider, like dragging, kind of hanging behind them. Aaron Jones, Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson. I'm not forcing any of those picks here. Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown. Not forcing any of those picks. So Antonio Gibson is off the board, and so we got Michael Leone on the board, and he goes with George Kittle. So he wants to have an elite tight end. So we actually do have a decision here, Drake. We can take Austin Eckler. And this is a league, man, where I do like having more. Akers just went, so we can get Eckler, or we can go with Hopkins.
I don't see Eckler on the board.
Oh, did he go? Yeah, he did go. So my bad.
Yeah, we're looking at.
We can go with Mixon, or we can go with Hopkins. I say Hopkins on this.
Yes, I totally agree.
All right, cool. We got him.
That'll set up.
And I love Mixon. I love Mixon this year. But I like setting up the potential stack to come back with Kyler Murray later as well. Because Murray's one of the easier guys to come back and stack. As far as for one of the elite top receivers, whether you get Diggs or Tyreek Hill, Hopkins is the easiest to stack. Now, Devontae Adams is the absolute easiest because you can get Aaron Rodgers later than all those, assuming Rodgers plays for the Packers.
Don't you find it crazy with all this Aaron Rodgers nonsense? Like, he's not sitting out. And they're unlikely to trade him because of the cap hit that they'd have. So, he's going to play in Green Bay this year.
That took a while, but Calvin Ridley just went to the guy that started with Darren Waller. Notice who's sliding in this. This is a sharp draft. Look who has not been taken. People are letting Nick Chubb go.
Nick Chubb, Mixon still, Aaron Jones.
But those are normal.
No,
Nick Chubb doesn't normally slide this far. He does occasionally, but it's just when you don't have the passing down duties, it's problematic. Michael Thomas in the 2nd round to who's that? Z.C. Riley.
I don't know. We're gonna just make up fake names for people if we don't know who they are. How about our boy Rich Rebar with this start from the 1-6? Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones.
Yep. And Rich knows, he does his research. Like in this best ball format, like a lot of times, having the 3 running backs, if they're the right ones out of the gate, my bet is Rich goes receiver in the next round, not running back.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick Chubb's still sitting there. Michael Thomas just went off the board. I think that's a little bit of a reach for Michael Thomas. I would rather own DK Metcalf this season than I would Michael Thomas. And there goes Nick Chubb. At that point, now Chubb becomes a value. But, man, Joe Mixon just hanging around all the way back down to that end. So is Najee Harris, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Dude, I'd love to be sitting in the one hole right now.
Najee Harris off the board. We're the last pick of round 2. So we still have there goes
Mixon
Joe Mixon
and Edwards-Helaire. Yeah. You just got Mixon with McCaffrey. That's really great. Because Mixon's a guy I was willing to take at our pick. And then he gets DK Metcalf, the receiver I just mentioned.
Oof. Jay Flake, whoever that is.
Now, remember, it's tight end premium, so people are probably like, wow, Kelsey at 3, Waller at 7, Kittle at the 3rd pick of the 2nd round. That's what the tight end premium format does.
Mm-hmm.
So
now,
I'm filling up our queue now, Drake. And so and they're probably not going to make it, but I just moved Edwards-Helaire over. I moved A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, Allen Robinson. I've moved all those guys over. There goes J.K. Dobbins. That's a favor to us by whoever's in the 2 hole.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't want J.K. Dobbins this year in the 3rd round. I'll take him when he slides into the 4th.
Yeah, my draft.
So that's good.
That guy started, the guy to the 2 hole, 3 straight running backs: Zeke, Najee Harris, and J.K. Dobbins.
We're in one of those scenarios, Drake, where there's 5 people I love right here, and they're probably all about to go. There goes one of them, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's the problem with this pick. There is a cliff that you hit.
We need someone to take Kyle Pitts.
So I've got A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Terry McLaurin, and Allen Robinson all in the queue. I have DeAndre Swift as the backup. But you could talk me into Hawkinson. You could force me into anything, but I don't want Kyle Pitts.
That's what I'm saying. We need someone to take Pitts in front of us.
Overpriced.
Yeah. We need him to go. There goes Swift. That my next question was going to be, now that those big 3
that's okay.
Are
now
off the
board. We got 2 picks until us. We're getting one of A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, or Terry McLaurin.
All right.
There goes A.J. Brown.
Yeah, it's going to be either Allen or McLaurin here.
So Allen Robinson in the draft last night with Evan Silva and some of the other guys came all the way back around to the 4th. And there were some dudes that passed him for Javonte Williams.
Oh, God. What are you doing? People think Melvin Gordon died and he's never going to play again.
Yeah, so we are up next. We are getting Keenan Allen or Terry McLaurin. I hope it's Keenan Allen, but I'm fine with Terry McLaurin.
Keenan Allen's ADP usually 3.6. McLaurin right on the nose where we are at 3.8.
Yeah, and I'm fine with either one. This guy does not. He's not sure what he's doing. He's letting.
Yep.
He's thinking about Kyle Pitts.
Sweating.
He's thinking about it.
He's going to take him.
He's going to take Kyle Pitts.
10 seconds.
He took Keenan Allen.
Oh, yeah.
How do you take that long? You go with Terry. Terry McLaurin's who I want.
Oh, let's just tell people, since fuck it, we got a minute here. The guys otherwise on the board: Pitts, McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, Mahomes. Running back wise, it's kind of skanked out. Carson and Montgomery, Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I like to keep the pace on these people.
All right.
So I'm taking Terry McLaurin, but you can keep talking. Remember, we talk to people about this. Like, it's not just it's not who you draft, it's how you draft. There's all sorts of stuff. I like keeping pressure on my opponents. I like being prepared. I mean, there are times to stop and take a second to think through picks, but we're talking through them all the way. So now we're set up to come back if we want. We could come back with a Kyler Murray's average pick is round 5, pick 6. There goes the Kyle Pitts reach. Happens every draft. There goes CeeDee Lamb, who I think is being overdrafted this year.
Mm-hmm.
Love CD, but it's going to be spread out across 3 guys. I mean, we're talking 20%, to 22% to Cooper, 21, 22% to CD Lamb, 17, 18% to Michael Gallup, 12, 13% to Blake Jarwin, 8, 9% to Zeke. You're not going to get, and you're hoping that they keep pedal to the metal pace like they did last year. But that's not guaranteed because they trailed by a lot early in games last year. And yes, their neutral pass rate is high, but still.
All right, Scott Barrett on the
Amari
hook
goes
here. He
off.
doesn't. Yeah, he needs some running backs, and he
takes
Chris
Carson. And is he going to pair Mahomes with Hill? Is he going to do it? Scott's thinking. He took Chris Carson pretty quick.
He took David Montgomery.
He turned David Montgomery. Okay.
So there's your thought. You go, do I stack Hill with Mahomes or no? He went David Montgomery there. This fear of the running backs falling off a cliff. Now, maybe he's thinking he can stack Aaron Rodgers later with Devontae.
Oh, for sure. And he's also thinking in a room like this, quarterbacks could slide, which is possible. They don't slide like they used to, not in best ball at least, because everybody is goes nuts over stacking now.
So we're coming up here.
Mike Evans just went.
You are up next.
So my thought
Mahomes
is
there, Hawkinson, Miles Sanders.
My thought is TJ Hawkinson, and let's see if we can get Kyler Murray to come back to us.
On the clock.
So there goes Miles Sanders. So that's the only other thought here, Drake. You got Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin, Chase Edmonds. Those are it. But I like getting Hawkinson here. This format it plays.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he's the breakout tight end. I like him, and I like Goddard. And
why take a secondary back, right, when you can take a potential top? I have him ranked ahead of Pitts. So we'll take TJ Hawkinson. Now we're sitting in a good spot. I know that makes you super excited because you really want to come back and stack Jared Goff later. I know that's really in your plans. So
trust me, we got some plans, folks, for some late round stacks. You wait for this. We'll have some fun.
So for folks that can't see, I'm constantly filling up the queue. I never want to be on the clock and not know what's going on. I'm also marking off. Is there a way I can share my screen with people, Drake, so they can see what I see?
I can change it to this draft room screen. Right now, I just have the board up.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you want me to show? Let's see. There's a way I can do this.
You want to share your Excel file?
I can just share my setup, if that makes sense, because people ask me this kind of stuff. So I'll share.
I'm going to
screen. All right. And so you guys just saw what Drake had to the left, or what Drake had up earlier. It's the board, and I have the board on my monitor to my left, so I can see the board. I see what's happening, and you can see I'm marking these people off as I go, right? And I've got my tiers, everything set up. And I just reworked these tiers today based on, I downloaded it from Fantasy Mojo because I don't have my tiers complete yet. So I've got ADP and everything, and I just did some reordering about 2 hours before the draft just to get
people
it
are
all
going
set
to be
up.
screenshotting this and saving
Yeah,
it.
it's okay. They can. These aren't these are, well, you start to get my thought process for sure. It doesn't have all my projections and everything baked in, but I wouldn't say I'm going to be too far off. So notice the green players are who we have. So Drake's supposed to be keeping track over here on the right of picks and who our stack options are. He's keeping those in his head. And so you see, over here to the left, I'm maximizing all my space. So I've got right now, right, I'm down to 2 players in my queue, but I want to get Kyler Murray over there. I definitely want Tyler Lockett over there. I order them by position. I don't necessarily work my queue just to be in case I run out of time. I work it by position. There goes Tyler Lockett. And Chris Godwin's already gone, so I'm like trying to look and keep up. And did Cooper Kupp go, Drake? He did, right? Because I'm talking too much. Yeah, Cooper Kupp went. So my board's all caught up now. So wide receivers, I got DJ Moore. I've got Deontay Johnson next. I would rather own Deontay Johnson than Jamar Chase. That's one of the guys I moved down. You guys can see like in the ADP, you guys are probably like, no, we can't. You can't see that. It's too small. But anyway, I moved Jamar Chase and T. Higgins down. They're going slightly too high, in my personal opinion. I would rather own everybody that I've got in front of them, including Odell Beckham Jr. So let me get Odell Beckham Jr. over there. Let me get Kenny Golladay over there because I know Drake wants to stack freaking Daniel Jones, his favorite quarterback. And then running backs, I got to get Mike Davis over there. I got to get Kareem Hunt over there. Myles Gaskin, Chase Edmonds. All right, so let's get DJ Moore just went. So I got Mike Davis moved up, Kareem Hunt, Chase Adams.
This is a great exercise for people to see, how much during a draft you need to be paying attention. Dwain is a guy who specializes in high stakes drafts. He plays in drafts that are $350 to enter, and he plays in a lot of them. Not to toot his own horn, but toot. But when you're doing those kind of things, you got to be serious. You got to be on the ball. You got to be paying attention. You can't be slamming back Miller Lights and just like, when the bell dings, I'll pick somebody. You're not going to win money that way.
Yeah, there goes. Sorry, just trying to catch up my board.
Montgomery,
we're all caught up. So
Moore,
notice,
Jacob.
so these lines are where our tiers are, Drake. So people, I don't know how well they can see them, but like we got 3 people sitting here in the tier of receiver: Deontay, Beckham, Kenny Golladay, and then I've got a teardrop after those guys. We've got these backs here. We've also got the potential. Oh, you got to be kidding me!
Someone took Murray. Come on.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
All
It's
right.
not even a stack.
Delete that.
So we won't be getting the Hopkins stack. So Mahomes is gone as well. Usually you don't have to worry about that. Usually Josh Allen will go. But that's okay. There goes Josh Allen there.
You are up next.
There goes Lamar Jackson. So they all apparently want these.
You are on the clock.
We're on the clock. QB run.
So
3 of
the Javonte Williams reach just happened. So he's down below a tier for us. So
we're
my
up.
thought is we take Deontay Johnson or Odell Beckham Jr. I'm looking behind us. 2 backs could go. That's the tricky thing with this. But you have a team with 3 backs, a team with 2 backs, and another team with 2 backs. So I want to take one of the receivers and let one of the backs fall back. Do you like Deontay Johnson or Odell Beckham more? I can go with either one.
Oh, boy. You know what? We talked Odell up. Let's give Odell a shot here.
You sure? Deontay's a lot harder to get here.
15 seconds.
You tell. I was thinking. You asked me. Well, we
All
could
right,
stack. We could get Big Ben.
We'll go with Odell Beckham Jr.
All right.
I did ask you, so why would I ask you and not do it? That would be a prick move. They're in the same tier.
And maybe later on as a quarterback.
The only reason you think maybe you let Odell go is because he could come back. So it's like you take Deontay Johnson here, and you could see Odell Beckham Jr. slide back to you.
Understandable.
So that was really my thinking. It's more about trying to maximize. Although I don't know that we even want to be tempted with that because we basically just need one of these running backs to be available.
And we just had
to us.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins just went, and they're in your tier below Deontay Johnson.
Right. There goes Deontay. I knew he wasn't coming back. So let's see what Barrett does here. He could pound backs again. If he pounds 2 backs on us, it's going to hurt us because he could really dry this tier up. I really don't want Chase Edmonds or Myles Gaskin. I really want Etienne or Mike Davis or Kareem Hunt.
He took Etienne.
Yeah, I knew he would.
Goddard.
Yeah, he
I
needed a
knew
tight
he would go
end.
tight end there.
Yeah. And Goddard really is the next one, because if Zach Ertz moves on, you basically just got a tight end that can be up in the tier with, Andrews and Hawkinson.
Mm-hmm. I'm a big Goddard fan this year.
We're doing good on bye weeks. No same bye weeks so far. Odell's 13. You got McLaurin at 9, Hopkins at 12. Henry at 13. We have that one overlap, but we got a long way to go. There goes Brandon Ayuk.
You are up next.
Mike Davis just went.
Mike Davis off the board. Okay.
So we're sitting here running back wise. Kareem Hunt, Myles Gaskin, Chase Edmonds,
or we
Trace
just say
Sermon.
screw it and we take Kenny Galladay. And Kenny Galladay just went, so we don't have to worry about that. That was pretty good. That's decent value. All right, so I'm gonna go in Kareem Hunt as our RB2. You good with that?
I don't
like
love
him over
it.
Edmonds.
I'll be honest, but
it's a best ball.
Yeah,
I prefer it over Edmonds or Gaskin. But what do you?
I mean,
he's just the better player.
Isn't Gaskin the guy though? In full PPR.
I don't know. He's. I don't know. I just don't trust Myles Gaskin. I know Kareem Hunt's a great player, and if Nick Chubb goes down, he's your league winner. So it's like we're building this team to be. I'm taking Kareem Hunt. So there's my thought process. Like there's multiple things going on. One, I just like the player better. I like Myles Gaskin. But if Kareem Hunt's going to score somewhere close to Myles Gaskin anyway, and if for some reason Nick Chubb went down, the upside we get of Kareem Hunt and Stefanski's offense, it turns into a league winner. And remember, last year you had to take Kareem Hunt in the 4th and 5th round, and I didn't like it. Now you get him in the 6th round, and we really know how they want to use him. He gets 98% of the 2-minute offense. He gets 70% of the long down and distance, and he gets 35% of the carries inside the 5. So he's in a great offense where he sees plenty of usage. And again, if Hunt gets hurt, it's just he's going to score close to Gaskin and Edmonds only being in a part-time role. They may outscore him, Drake, by 20 to 30 points, but it's the upside that you get of Kareem Hunt if for some reason something happens to Nick Chubb.
Now, we've got back-to-back Browns here with Beckham and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
so,
we do, but it's okay. It's a funnel offense, right? It's gonna funnel through Beckham, Chubb, and Hunt, and Landry. There's 4 guys. That's all you got to feed. So
with an ADP of 13.3, Baker Mayfield should be on our radar later, right? If we're
absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So Baker Mayfield, so people are kind of watching this, like what Drake's saying, like what I'll typically do, like as I take these receivers, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit Ryan Fitzpatrick, get him in bold because we've got McLaurin. Obviously, Kyler's already gone. This is what's funny. Like Russell Wilson should be closer to all these guys. But we had nothing to stack with Russell Wilson. That's the other thing we could have done is just taken Russ. Who's sitting down there? The person at pick 2 with Lockett or pick 1 with DK Metcalf, and he's already got Dak. He's going to hate that.
Right, he's got Dak with no other.
He's gonna hate that
with no other.
He's gonna be like, son of a bitch. If hey, I've been in this dude's shoes. I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing with him. I've had these things like this happen where you're like, you got to be kidding me. Like the player. Hey, dude, the other night I was in a best ball draft and I drafted Darren Waller in the 2nd, and Kittle fell all the way back to me, and I said, screw it, and I just took him. I was like, whatever. The win rate on that isn't going to be good if you have your guys looking at that. They'll be like, the way the 2 tight end start is got a win rate of 0.14. Not good. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that in a Johnny Carson voice.
Yeah, really.
That was I don't even sounded like Johnny Carson. Well, to me, everybody else is probably like, no. All right, so who all we got? So Gaskin, we got Juju gone. We got, am I keeping these all marked off? There goes Juju. There goes Russ Wilson to cut off the guys behind him with Lockett and Metcalf. Stay classy.
And the Russell Wilson guy, I mean, he still could take him later, but he's got Cooper Kupp. He could have waited a round or so and just taken Matt Stafford.
Right.
And gotten somebody else here. Who else is on the board? He could have taken, I think he needs a tight end, right? He could have got Noah Fant. Could have got Logan Thomas, Tyler Higbee. This is what I'd take Tyler Higbee right there. Then in the next round, take Matt Stafford. Oh, our boy Trey Sermon's off the board. Second to last pick around 6. Let's see what this the DK and Dak guy does. I wonder if he reaches here and takes Gallup. Just to try to force a stack.
This is the range almost for Gallup. It would be a slight reach, but if he wants to have a stack, he's got to do it here.
Noah Fant.
Yeah, the pressure, man, there's a lot of pressure around owning the tight ends.
Yeah.
This format really forces the tight ends up the board.
There's a guy I hope falls back to us, and it could help things for later. I think this guy at 1's having a tough time right now. He's taking a lot of time, unless he's doing a podcast too. Took him a long time to take Noah Fant, and he's grinding here on this pick here at 7-1. Hey, hope you guys digging this. Leave a message in the comments, like the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
We can put the board back up if you want, Drake, so people can see it. I kind of got an idea of the process that I'm following. There goes Tyler.
We'll go back and forth. I dig this. I like what you got here.
All right, so Tyler Boyd gone. So Drake, is Jalen Hurts going to be an Eagle? Because Jalen Hurts is an interesting idea to me. There goes Matt Stafford. It's so funny, right? The guy that took Russ Wilson right in front of the two that owned Lockett and Metcalf, and the Matt Stafford owner come back. He takes Matt Stafford in front of the guy in front of Kupp and Woods. So nobody's getting their stacks, Drake, in this league. So it makes us not feel bad.
Yeah,
there is
because our stacks right now would be kind of weak. We could get.
We're right. We're not going to force any of these stacks.
Yeah,
there goes
McFarland, Mayfield. I think
DJ
maybe
Shark
we can get.
Who I wanted to come back. I don't mind grabbing a Deebo Samuel and keeping like Trey Lance in the arsenal for later. There goes Edmonds. So I was kind of hoping. Edmonds had already slid too far. I was kind of hoping he would make it back. James Robinson, I do not want to draft, period. So glad he's gone.
You are up next.
We're coming up next. Running back wise, we're looking at like Michael Carter, Damian Harris.
Jerry Jeudy.
Now you are on the clock.
Mostert.
Michael Carter just went.
Whoa.
So they're really forcing it with these backs. So what that means is we should take Cortland Sutton, or we double up our tight ends with Tyler Higbee. I'm just looking at the board. Either one of them are viable picks right now. Any thoughts?
What do you think? Devonta Smith too.
Yeah, I like Sutton or Higbee over him, but I think he is next. I do like the Devonta Smith pick if we want to come back with Jalen Hurts. He's probably not going to make him past Scott Barrett at the end, though. Do you want Devonta Smith? Do you want your Eagle? Is that what you're saying to me here?
For what we talked about earlier, yes.
All right, I'll take him.
All right.
Let's do it. You're going to get broken half like a twig week 1, but let's roll with it.
Hey. We'll do it. So we'll see what happens with – and out there goes
I don't like her passing Cortland Sutton right there, but
we'll see. Maybe he comes back.
It's close. It's close. There goes Debo. That was the other one.
I think Barrett's going to hit – he doesn't have a quarterback yet. Neither does whoever the guy in 11. There's a lot, these guys could go quarterback for sure. There's Brady.
Tom Brady to the guy that owns Mike Evans. So he gets a stack.
Okay.
The Justin Herbert pick is not a stack.
Does Barrett go Aaron Rodgers here?
I think he goes Jalen Hurts to go with Dallas Goedert, but he could turn both.
Yep. He's got 2. Scott's a smart guy. We'll see what he does.
Yeah. You know it won't be stupid.
Leone needs a quarterback too.
So he just doubled up his tight ends with Logan Thomas.
Take Fitzmagic. Come on.
Well, now we got to
Jalen Hurts. There it is.
I told you. I told you.
That's okay. We'll get the Eagles quarterback later. If you know what I mean.
All right. So there's not a quarterback that I really want here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could talk me into Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you're right. If Cortland Sutton makes it back, I like Higbee or Sutton. You could also tuck me into Damian Harris. I mean, he's right there. I mean, that tier of runners are about to dry up.
Mm-hmm.
There goes Higbee. That's his first tight end at round 8. So that kind of takes tight end out of play for me.
I wonder if we went Cortland Sutton here, if Aaron Rodgers comes back to us, and then you play that Rodgers Broncos stack. But again, that probably won't happen. Because still, we could sit on later. You know, we still got Tannehill. We could kind of work off this Titans. We got the run game. We got the pass game with Derrick Henry. So however they score, we're going to get points.
So Raheem Mostert just went. Man, this is too much value on Cortland Sutton. I don't see how this guy passes him, and he needs a receiver. So if he takes him, I want to take Damian Harris. If he leaves us Cortland Sutton, we take Cortland Sutton.
I'm full agreement.
Our 2 running backs both have a week. He took Damian Harris, so we take Cortland Sutton. And we're done. All right.
No way we're taking Luck. I'm putting our stack options here. There's no way we're taking Luck or Teddy. Lock, excuse me. They wish they had Andrew Luck.
There goes Zach Moss. So these guys are all staying on the backs. Well, I like the 5 receivers we have. We have Hopkins, McLaurin, Beckham, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton. None of their buys overlap. So that's
good. 5 number 1 receivers on their own team.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Like the Devonta and Cortland, they're really unbalanced teams. You know, DeAndre is the target hog for sure. McLaurin could be the target hog. Beckham is a target hog. You know, and then you got Smith and Sutton, who could be the number 1s on their teams, but it's going to be pretty close, right, with the guys around them. Those offenses spread it out a lot, and they have other weapons.
Friend of the show, Rich Rebar, he came back. Brandon Cooks, middle of the 8th round. Cooks has been going off the board mid-9th.
I'd rather draft Marquise Brown than Brandon Cooks. I like the idea of Brandon Cooks. 1 round later. I mean, if Deshaun Watson plays for the Texans, like it's going to just be, that's extreme value, right?
Mm-hmm. The keys to fantasy football in best ball right now are these unknowns. It's Aaron Rodgers. Does he play in Denver? Does he play in Green Bay? Does he play at all? And does Deshaun Watson get traded, or does he stay in Houston? The opportunities for Watson would be, obviously, he's been linked to Philadelphia. Denver would have interest. Carolina, you would think, has interest. I saw a report today, don't count Pittsburgh out. Washington. Miami, if they really want to get crazy. See, now, I don't like what this team 3 did, and we don't know this gentleman, but so he's got Russell Wilson naked, and your first tight end in his tight end premium is Evan Ingram. His and trust me, I went on a rant about Laviska Shenault, but his wide receiver 2 is DJ Chark. There goes Rodgers. Guy doubled up Stafford to Rodgers. Team 2. And there's team 1. He got his Gallup stack with Dak.
Waited on it and got it.
Mm-hmm. So our team, if you're just wondering out there, Derrick Henry, he's joined in the backfield by Kareem Hunt. You start 2 receivers. We got Hopkins and McLaurin. We got a couple of flexes. Odell, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton. Pick between those guys. TJ Hawkinson is our tight end. Don't have a quarterback yet. We're going to be taking some shots on some running backs here later. But again, you only got to start 2. We can flex all these awesome wide receivers. It is full point PPR.
Yeah. I still feel good about what we have so far. I'd like to have one more back, but Cortland Sutton was a value where he fell to. You might have been able to talk me into Michael Carter had he not gone the pick right in front of us.
I would have been cool with Michael Carter there.
There goes Mike Williams. But, I mean, to be honest, we're taking players that are going to perform. Mm-hmm. We have no clue for sure what Carter's going to do.
Quarterback-wise, I think Burrow is still out there. Not that we could stack him with anything. Tannehill.
Yeah. So Fitzpatrick and Baker, basically need to be on our team. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on it. We could take somebody like a Marvin Jones and grab a Trevor Lawrence. Hell, Burrow and Ryan Tannehill are both here, but their weapons are all gone.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do have Derrick Henry. What do you think about that? Because it's not traditional, but it's every piece of the Titans offense. When they score, we would get points.
Well, what I do like is if they're in a shootout and for some reason Derrick doesn't have a good game, mm-hmm. Most likely Ryan Tannehill did. So even though we're not getting to double up, you're actually negative correlations, not always a bad thing from a best ball standpoint. Curtis
and it's
Samuel,
not like Tannehill's bad. He's a top 12 quarterback.
Yeah, if you want to take Tannehill here, we can do it. I'm just looking at the backs. I think the guys behind us are going to let up on the backs a little bit. There's one guy behind us without a quarterback. So because in the queue, I got James Conner, Tannehill, Ryan Drake. They just cleaned up all the receivers that I really like. Now, you could talk me into Mecole Hardman here, but I'm fine taking Tannehill and just getting at least a quarterback. All right.
Let's get Tannehill here.
So let's go ahead and get that done.
So
he gives you his legs are not dead. We can also talk about Ferkser later.
I love that Chenault goes right in front of us too. See, that's where, look at Chenault. Now you look down at these guys. Who else was left? It's guys you can make the case for. Hardman, Waddle, Mooney, Corey Davis. That's where he should go.
Yeah, I like what we've done. It the more I watch people draft, I think there's some good teams here, but I feel good about our team.
Joe Burrow to Michael Leone. We got to get him on the show.
Obviously, I like Rich's team. Rich has got Barkley, Aaron Jones, A.J. Brown, comes back with the Andrews, Lamar Jackson stack, and then he just goes after the receivers, Robbie Anderson, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Cooks, Curtis Samuel. So, strong build from Rich. He's got the good stack. He's got two good starting backs, and now he's got plenty of receivers.
I tell you, every time we're in a draft with Rich Rebar, it always comes back to, man, that guy's got a good team.
Oh, yeah, always. I don't know how much money Rich has to spend on playing in high-stake leagues, but he could definitely win some.
So now you're starting to see it slow down a little bit. James Conner just goes off the board at 9-11. And we're back to Scotty Barrett from Fantasy Points.
So Kenyon Drake and Jamal Williams are kind of the two backs right now for me. And Jamal Williams, we can probably push it because he goes later.
So, wow, Scotty Barrett went with another tight end. He went Robert Tonyan, so he's got 3 tight ends. And then he went playoff Lenny. Leonard Fournette. Kenyon Drake goes off. So we're 2 picks from where we are.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do. If you notice on the sheet I sent you, Ronald Jones and Fournette are just marked off the list. I do not want to own either one of them. So, and there goes Kenyon Drake.
And I think at quarterback, we're going to be able to take some shots later.
There goes Waddle. Did Mecole Hardman go yet?
Nope.
I say that's the pick here. I think Jamal Williams,
You are on the clock.
comes back. There went Matt Ryan. Any thoughts here?
I do like getting Jamal Williams quarterback wise. Lawrence,
We
Lance.
can take Jamal
Lawrence
Williams. He's normally around 11, pick 2. So if we want him, we do need to take him. I'm going to go ahead and take him because we need a third.
We need the running back.
Yeah. Let's not get too cute with it. He's up my board versus where most people are going to have him, but he's the last guy that actually he's going to give you some points.
Yeah, I took him in the Scott Fish Bowl. Now Jared Goff's going to make it back to the team.
Oh, 2 Lions. What are we doing? Slap me.
Yeah, ideally, folks, you don't want to have this many Lions on the team, but it's best ball. What can you do?
So we've got 5 receivers, 3 running backs, a tight end, and a quarterback.
At this point, do you think you can kind of slow down on the wide receivers for a minute and you really fire some darts at, more running backs, another tight end?
You could. I really don't like when they leave me the value at receiver. I don't like letting my foot up just because if we have 7 or 8 really good ones, basically they just carry the team. And then it makes up for your backs and those other issues. Versus sometimes you try to switch gears and you start taking things that may not really, necessarily, pan out or not. So it just depends. It depends on the way a draft is going. The problem with some of these backs in a best ball is, it's like, I love Tony Pollard. I love Alexander Madison. Those are home run picks. I don't like them as much in best ball as I do in redraft. Because in redraft, I just put them on my roster, right? I can make other moves to drop other players, and I just leave them stashed. And best ball, like if you don't get the break that you want, right? Like Zeke getting hurt, it's literally a waste. Whereas in redraft, you're maneuvering the rest of your lineup, making pickups and drops, even though you're not dropping Pollard, but you're doing other things to make your roster better. I'm definitely glad that we just went ahead and took Jamal Williams. Because I would actually thrown Jamal Williams and David Johnson. I mean, it's not really close.
Trevor Lawrence is getting to be around the time where he goes. Or David Johnson off the board. Have fun with that backfield.
Yeah, I like man, there's still a lot of receivers I like. There goes Corey Davis.
There's Corey. So if you guys are wondering, if you're just tuning in, we're Team 8. We're the Henry, Hopkins, McLaurin, Hawkinson start. That's us. So obviously we're going to fire some more bullets at running back. We're going to get ourselves another QB or 2. This is an 18-round draft. We already have 10 picks in.
So at running back, I don't mind having one. The other we do need another tight end too, and they're all going now. There goes Irv Smith.
Jonnu, Everett, Hunter Henry, Blake Jarwin still out there. Ferkser, our guy. Ertz, Hooper.
Yeah, I like I mean, I like Hooper just because if the Browns do go off, like all of a sudden into a passing offense, which I'm not predicting, wow, we would definitely have it locked up.
Yeah, it is we got tight ends coming off all over the place.
Yeah.
Irv Smith, John. There's Hardman.
Yeah, we were thinking about Hardman at the last pick. So, to me, we've kind of made our beds with running backs, Drake. I don't think we want to push a lot. What I would like to come back do later is get like a James White and a Gio Bernard or a Nyheim Hines and a James White. Just some guys to help us along. I was really hoping some of these receivers would fall back, and they're taking them all.
All right. We're coming up next
year.
Henry. A.J. Dillon still there. Gus Edwards, Darrell Henderson, Nyheim Hines.
I know. I just
Darnell Mooney.
I don't want to take any of those backs right here. They're not going to help us.
Tight end wise, Jarwin Cook.
My thought is Devontae Parker, Marvin Jones, or Henry Ruggs.
Parker. Let's see.
And Parker gives you the Tua option later. That's the other thing I'm thinking about is our stacks.
And we could still maybe get Trevor Lawrence if we went Marvin Jones.
Yeah. So I like Ruggs here because Derek Carr is always easy to get late. So I'm definitely thinking wide receiver here. I think it's Ruggs or Parker. Which do you prefer?
I think Devontae Parker's a more talented player.
I think Ruggs' upside is bigger. That's just me. It's a big swing, but I like Devontae Parker. I have him in the same tier. So now the other option is Marvin Jones, but I like Parker better than Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Agree? All right, let's take Devontae Parker.
Yeah, I like Parker too because I think he has great touchdown upside.
Now
red zone
we've got
threat.
Another option for a stack with Tua. And the thing is, basically, we need two more quarterbacks. One of them is going to be Baker, right? I wouldn't mind. There goes Henry Ruggs right after us.
Leone takes Trey Lance. Pair him up with George Kittle and Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, we saw that coming. We didn't have the alignment to make that happen. So Leone's got Burrow with T. Higgins. He's got Lance with Kittle and with Deebo, like you just said, and he's got Raheem Mostert. So he's got a big bet on the 49ers, which isn't bad.
I don't know if he goes another quarterback, but he has Jalen Waddle. You wonder maybe does he take Tua as his third?
He could.
This guy up here at 11, he needs another tight end. He needs another quarterback, and then he takes Trevor Lawrence.
His plan is to come back with Marvin Jones, probably. But notice, like Drake, I don't force stacks. That's the one thing I've seen with people. They go out of their way to force it. I think this room tonight has actually done a pretty good job of not forcing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand a couple of the picks. If you're going to take a quarterback early and not have it stacked with anything, sometimes that's kind of odd to me. But, to each his own.
There's still a lot of stackable options out here. When you look at the quarterbacks, Wentz is still out there. You can pair him with a few guys. Obviously, Baker we want. Tua. Daniel Jones is still out there. Derek Carr, he still has a bunch of weapons on the board.
Well, Derek Carr, the main two are gone, but you could say Brian Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
But Ruggs was the one I would want to stack with Carr.
You want a Patriot stack with Cam and Nelson Aguilar.
God, I do not want to touch that.
All right, so back to the hook here with Scott Barrett. What was that?
It got paused. Or no, it says it's stuck. Scott's asking if we pause it. I guess it was stuck. It looks like it's going again.
Let's see. What are your thoughts a little later?
So Baker's average pick is 13.3.
Mm-hmm.
We're in round 12. Tua's average pick is 13.6. We're in round 12. Ryan Fitzpatrick's average pick is 13.8. We're in round 12. We've got to take one of these quarterbacks here.
I think we take Baker Mayfield.
Okay. All right. If Baker makes it to us, he will be our pick.
I mean, everybody in front of us. There's three guys in front of us. They all have two QBs.
Or Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
There's no way these guys are taken. T.Y. Hilton, Cole Beasley to Scott Barrett. Wouldn't shock me if Barrett tries to his next time through, see if he can get Pittman and Wentz for his second quarterback. Little stack there. So now this frying pan guy at 11.
He needs to be thinking Rager. He's got Hurts.
Well, I was going to ask about us with Rager. Lock up the Eagles wide receivers. And then what if Dwain?
Forgot I know. Say it.
What if later we took a shot at Deshaun Watson, hoping against hope that he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah.
Then the game is over.
Now you are on the clock.
All right, we're on the clock. Henderson, A.J. Dillon just went.
So I'm going to go ahead and get Baker on the team here.
Love it.
You good?
Absolutely. Yeah, we gotta. We can't.
And that's leaving Justin Fields on the table, which I don't really like. But we've already got one quarterback that's not stacked. So we've got Beckham. We could easily come back and get Hooper.
And we have the receiving back on the team.
Yeah. Yep. So I like the Baker pick. Well,
we always got Jared Goff in our back pocket.
Yeah, we didn't think that through. Tannehill and Baker are both the same bye week. But it's fine.
Yeah, Well, here's where that opens up an issue for us.
That's why you guys stay on top of this. So, yeah, I mean, I know it opens up an issue because we can't just take Watson now.
Yeah, we got to take somebody else.
We have to take, yeah. So there goes Rashad Bateman.
There goes Fields. Guess who?
Yeah.
So let's look at who else is out there. So we're going to have to take somebody else at some point. Tua and Fitzpatrick.
I really do not want to carry 4 freaking quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I want Tua or Fitzpatrick, and then I think we just leave the Deshaun Watson thing hanging until the end. And if we just have nothing that we have conviction around, we'll do it. I don't like having 4 quarterbacks at all.
Yeah, especially only an 18-round draft.
See, even sitting here being prepared, but when you're talking and doing this, that's why whenever I do draft and do my high stakes leagues, it's nobody's in here. It's just me. I'm so dialed in. But even just talking and doing a show, you can miss little things. But here's the thing. With the way our team's built, Baker was the best option.
We had to take
from a stack. We just shouldn't have taken Tannehill. That's what we should have done. We should have passed on Tannehill earlier and just said, screw it. We don't care about quarterback. We just would have taken whatever. And the thing is, there was nothing we liked there. Here are the players that went after Tannehill: Pittman, Burrow, James Conner, Robert Tonyan, Leonard Fournette. It's there wasn't anything staring us in the face that just made us want to take, one of those players. So I'm going to get Hooper over.
It's getting ugly at running back. Singletary and Edwards going off the board.
But notice a lot of these backs that normally go a little, or they start. There goes Rager. Is Marvin Jones still available? Did I miss that?
I think he's still available. Yes, he is.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to have a shot here with Tua and Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, we just need to get one of them.
We'll see if they make it through this little run here. And hopefully, the guy up here at the 1-2, he has 2 quarterbacks, and then we have 3 straight guys who only have 1 QB at this point.
And you got to keep an eye on tight end. They're all going.
Mm-hmm. Who's left at tight end that you like?
Well, we need to take Austin Hooper. I mean, we have Baker. We might as well triple down. We might as well go with the triple stack of Odell Beckham, Austin Hooper, and Kareem Hunt.
Aguilar off the board. All right. Keep pushing the QBs down. You can tell the pace of the draft, you get to this point, it's really slowed.
Harris Campbell. So everybody behind us, Drake, has 2 quarterbacks, except for Scott Barrett. Does he have? He does not have anybody from the Dolphins on his team.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Lindsay.
The guy 2 picks after us, Mike Leone. He already has Burrow and Lance. He has Jalen Waddle. He needs another tight end too.
You are up next.
Leone's going to need a tight end.
There goes Hines. We need an effing running back. James White. Oh. Okay. I don't think that Tua and Fitzpatrick go, but I mean, Logan Thomas is on Scott Barrett's team. I mean, there's a possibility.
Now you are on the clock.
All right, so we're up.
I like Ryan Fitzpatrick here just because I like the receiver we have him with better. It's Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Fitzpatrick here. You good?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take Fitzpatrick. Now, we either need Ferkser or Hooper at tight end. Because Ferkser would go with Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
Hooper would be our triple. So it goes Emmanuel Sanders, which I love that pick. Love the Manny Sanders pick. And Rondell Moore. And Marvin Jones, that was an easy pick. He's been sitting there too long. I hated passing all those receivers, Drake, but
So we can look back at the sticking point. We could do a whole show on this. Would be that 9th round Tannehill pick.
Yeah. And I mean, I think looking at it, I would have Waddle might have been the pick.
Instead of Jamal Williams.
But it doesn't no. I mean, instead of Tannehill, Jamal Williams still would have been the same pick coming back.
There goes James White.
Fuck. That's not good. That was literally that was my plan. 5. So he's got 5 backs. There goes Komet. There goes McKissick. So all these guys we were talking about, all going.
Barrett's going to do a Cam Newton, Mac Jones thing at the end here.
And I think Lat Murray already went. I just missed it.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so McKissick.
Now you are on the clock.
All right, we're up.
And Ferkser just went. So I think we take Austin Hooper here. Go ahead and take our triple stack at tight end. You good?
Yeah, I'm the only other running backs we're looking at. Gio Bernard. Oof. You're looking at backup city.
I really didn't plan on Barrett taking James White there. That one kind of surprises me when he already has Jacoby Myers. I mean, is he really wanting a Patriots stack? Maybe. So the guy that took Ferkser, that's his 3rd tight end, which is fine. I'm good with the triple decker. There goes Hubbard. All right, so let's talk about some guys, Drake. One guy I would like to talk about would be Kenny Gainwell. I think he needs to be on this team.
Yeah, we need some upside at running back for sure.
So I got Gainwell moved over. We got lots of concerns about Saquon Barkley. So you could have Devontae Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mixon is often hurt, so Samaje Perine would be an option.
Do you think Darrington Evans backing up Derrick Henry, who we selected in the first round?
I don't like that in this format. I don't like the hedge bet. Mm-hmm. Not in this format. But I mean, he keeps sliding. I mean, eventually at some point it's just like, what? Okay. I wish I knew who the second Chargers back was going to be, because I think whoever that is going to have value. I do not know who it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. And the same thing with the Jets. They're going to give Michael Carter every opportunity, but you could see Tevin Coleman getting work there. You could see Ty Johnson.
Ty Johnson would be the guy I would draft, not Tevin Coleman. So I'll put Ty Johnson over there. Good last pick type guy. You hear anything else on Tariq Cohen? I know his.
No. I mean, the thing is, they got Damian Williams there now.
Well, I know, but that doesn't matter. If there's a guy that's the specialty receiving back, it's still going to be Cohen if he's healthy. It ain't going to be Damian Williams. Gio Bernard.
If he's healthy, that's the issue. Yeah, I think Gio Bernard's the guy. I mean, because we know he's going to play. We know he's going to play with a good quarterback.
What's his bye week?
9.
And we've got a 9 already with Jamal Williams. We've got 2 13s with Hunt and Henry. Well, we really backed ourselves into a corner at running back. We have 3. Everybody else has like 27. Well, actually, there's several teams with 4.
We could take a shot. There's guys at the end here, the Mike Boones of the world.
Yeah, I don't like those though, because they're like buried. I like Kenny Gainwell. I think Kenny Gainwell is going to get on the field, and then I wonder if his role could be more if Miles Sanders craps the bed, right? That's what makes me like Kenny Gainwell. I like Gio Bernard because you'll get a few weeks you can use out of him whenever the Bucks got to go like up tempo the whole game and they're in a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Good God, I'm glad we took our tight end because they are all going.
Yeah, rounding out. 14th Ebron
freaking just got taken.
Yeah, 14th round to close it out. Ebron, Dan Arnold, Hayden Hurst. Got 3 tight ends there. That team at number 1.
Arnold. Okay, keep OJ Howard on your mind.
Remember, this is 18 round draft. We're in 15. So we have 4 picks left.
Sammy Watkins.
We're hoping Gio falls back to us here. Gio, Tariq Cohen, Gainwell. There's the 3 running backs I'd be eyeing.
The problem is, like, the value they're leaving right now is at receiver.
Let's see who's still here at receiver. Traquan Smith.
Yeah, you got Brian
John
Edwards,
Brown.
who would be my top. Then you got Jamison Crowder, Christian Kirk, Sterling Shepard, Traquan Smith. I mean, these guys are. There goes AJ Green.
You're up next.
There goes Tua. Dawson Knox. Carson Wentz.
All right, so we're going to be on the clock. This guy at 7's taking a while. We have our 3 quarterbacks. We got a pair of tight ends. He took Gio Bernard, son of a bitch.
And he didn't know what to do. He was down to the last second. I think we take one of these receivers. Jamison Crowder is going to have a role. What is his bye week? I like him over Traquan. Sterling Shepard's going to have a role. Mm-hmm. Christian Kirk's going to have a role. Brian Edwards, if you're just looking for the upside. Which one? Fuck these dudes. We're not taking a running back here. So I'm just looking at the bye weeks. Brian Edwards looks really good. Jamison Crowder's also fine. Who do you like?
Let's shoot for the upside. Let's go Brian Edwards here.
Got it.
You know what? We need a big X receiver. Maybe he could score a bunch of touchdowns. He's going to be on the field. Team's going to be behind all the time.
Oh, my God. You got to be kidding me. That dude just fucking took Kenny Gainwell.
Big Ben, then Kenny Gainwell. Move. So we only have 3 running backs right now.
Yeah, I know.
That's concerning. But we've got 3 picks left. Fire some bullets. Looking at who's left at running back.
You are up next.
And we're coming up on the clock. Tariq Cohen.
Yeah,
Devontae
I think Cohen's easily the guy. Like, he's going to eventually be back. He's going to catch passes. You just take him.
Yep.
You know.
You are on the clock.
All right, so we're taking Tariq Cohen.
The Kenny Gainwell thing just surprised me, to be honest. But it is Michael Leone, so shouldn't surprise me. It's all right, Drake. We're letting them hang. We're letting them hang.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We couldn't do it.
Yeah,
we already,
Deshaun Watson off the board.
The Ryan Tannehill pick, we would have already taken Deshaun Watson. Like, had we not taken Ryan Tannehill.
And the thing with Watson to this team at 7 here, he doesn't have any Texans and he doesn't have any Eagles. So he's just taking a shot there. And that's his second quarterback. He's got Mahomes.
To go with Mahomes. He's still got to take another one.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Just for shits and giggles, the QBs left on the board. Taysom Hill still out there. Our boy Jared Goff, Zach Wilson. The Patriots guys, Jimmy G, Tyrod.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Tyrod is people think, oh, well, if, let's say that Watson gets traded. If he goes to the Eagles, they're trading him Jalen Hurts. So Tyrod is a backup.
We should take Diami Brown. That gives us a double stack with Washington. to go with McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody else with Tannehill. There's Josh Reynolds, but he ain't gonna see jack with
Not with Julio.
with AJ Brown and Julio there. There's Denzel Mims.
I still like the thought with Devontae Booker.
Yeah, just in case. And I could see him just spelling Barkley anyway. With this being a year, Barkley just wants to make it through the year healthy. They grabbed Booker on day one of free agency, and they acted like it was a big deal. So I like the Booker pick too. P. Ryan's kind of similar, just behind a back that can be hurt.
Hey, somebody took Jared Goff.
The cool thing about taking a guy like Dwain Brown, he's not going to hit that often, but whenever Washington's in a shootout and they have to go 3 wide, and all of a sudden you have 2 touchdowns to Terry McLaurin and the third one to Dwain Brown, and they're all from Fitzpatrick, like, you win that week. You know what I mean? And then in Mayfield, we've got a triple stack. So this would give us a double stack. Just game theory wise, like I like if Dwain Brown makes it, I like that pick.
Who's the kid out of NC State that they have too? He got hurt last year. I used to like him. I forget.
I'm thinking of Peoples Jones, but that's Cleveland. But it's something like that. My mind's blank.
They got Antonio Golden Gandy or Gandy Golden.
See, I knew it was a hyphen. It was Golden Gandy.
And Steven Sims, Cam Sims.
Dwain Brown.
Kelvin Harmon. That's the kid I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's Booker, or we just say we've made our bed with running back, and we're just going to live with it. And we just take 2 more receivers and just say, look, we just want to get as many points as we can from our receivers each week because we really don't want to be flexing a running back.
We assume the week that we win, Henry goes off. Hunt, God only knows. I mean, we're really lighting a candle and saying a prayer with these other guys, Hunt, Williams, and Cohen.
Oh, you're not doing.
What about tight end? Is there another tight end out here that we could, take a shot on?
I mean, the only one I see that I like is OJ Howard, but there's none of these guys. Like, do I feel good enough about to think they're going to get
CJ Uzoma? Tim Tebow's still out there, Dwayne.
There goes Amari Rogers. With the way we built our team and made our bet, I think we go aggressive. I think we take Dwain Brown, and then let's see what comes back to us. If it's Booker, or if we take another receiver.
Another guy like Nico Collins in Houston.
I don't know why does everybody like him all of a sudden?
Because they don't have anything else.
Yeah,
he was good at Michigan. Deshaun Jackson. If we like that either. Rams offense.
But Deshaun Jackson's going to play 1 game.
Well, maybe the 1 game he gets in our lineup.
I love you, Drake. You're always looking for the positive.
Hey, it's like, hey,
game he's in our lineup, Dwain.
Yeah, I mean, it's Deshaun Jackson, the most electric deep threat in the history of the NFL, or, well, I mean, we could probably get him and Dwain Brown at this point, but because we have 2 picks left. Yeah, because let's be honest, Deshaun Jackson's going to play 12 snaps a week.
Yeah, I want Brown just because it's the game theory of putting him with Fitzpatrick. And if they get in a shootout 1 week, then all of a sudden just that shootout alone gives us a chance of winning our matchup. We have 7 receivers, 4 running backs, 3 quarterbacks, and 2 tight ends. Scott Barrett still only has 1 quarterback. So who do you think he's thinking? Taysom Hill?
Now you are on the clock.
That or Cam. All right, so we're on the clock. Zach Wilson just goes before us.
Okay.
All right.
You go with Diami Brown?
Yeah, what the hell?
Got
There's
it.
also Alan Lazard, Djax, Marlon Mack. Boy, wouldn't that be the ultimate FU? You know, with you putting out the anti Jonathan Taylor stuff to take Marlon Mack, and he ends up like being our savior in this league.
Well, he's probably going to play. That's what's funny.
Yeah,
But
that's
I don't
what
know how bad. I don't know how bad his injury is. Like, is he? How healed is he?
I don't know.
Like these backs, it's like okay, just
I don't know anything about Marlon Mack. It's tough. The guy had an Achilles, right? I mean, if we're looking really at a bullshit last pick, and imagine if Jonathan Taylor gets hurt.
But see, in that case, I like Booker because Saquon's already hurt. You know what I mean?
And they could spell him a little more 1-2 punch, 18-game season now.
Yeah. If we knew who the Chargers' second back was, that's who we would take right now. I just don't know who it is. I have no clue. What's funny
Sterling
is
Shepard,
there's
no.
several people that I would be willing to draft right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dwain Eskridge could have value with what the Seahawks are doing with their offense. There goes Darrington Evans.
So we have 2 picks left. Scott Barrett's team is looking in the middle to end rounds here is looking a lot like my Scott Fishbowl team. T.Y. Hilton, Sterling Shepard, John Brown.
I thought this was an 18-round draft. We have 1 pick.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Isn't it 18? Yeah, there goes
It
Sam
is
Darnold.
correct.
So Barrett has 2 picks, and he could stack. Well, Daniel Jones is gone. He took Tyrod Taylor. I would take Taysom Hill in a heartbeat. And
See,
Kadarius Toney.
now here's the thing. Imagine if Jalen Hurts gets traded to the Texans as part of the Watson deal. Now you're just sitting there with those 2 guys.
You are up next.
All right, so we're up next.
Eskridge. So all the rookie receivers are now going.
So Booker,
we're going to
he's
take
our guy.
Booker. We're going to take Booker.
You are on the clock.
All right. Got it. Done. All right, Drake. Recap it.
All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the best
sound
draft
very
we ever did.
satisfied. All right. Well.
So, well,
Dude,
you know what it is? It's
so
a
here's the
great
thing.
experience from picking from this slot. You can kind of see where the holes in the draft are.
I
We
don't
started
mind
out.
I don't mind this draft. I really don't. Not for a best ball because, like, I'm a risk taker when it comes to best ball. And I know Kareem Hunt is our 2 and Jamal Williams is our 3. And then like Tariq Cohen, we hope that he actually plays this season. And then you have Booker, which is just a hope and a prayer. But really what I'm looking at, it's going to be Henry, Hunt, and Williams. That's all we're counting on. And then the receivers are going to carry the weight. You got DeAndre Hopkins, Terry McLaurin, Odell Beckham, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton, Devontae Parker. And then we got 2 dart throws at Bryan Edwards and Diami Brown. We've got 2 double stack. Well, we've got 1 triple stack with Baker Mayfield to the passing back, right, of Kareem Hunt, along with Austin Hooper and Odell Beckham Jr. We have Ryan Fitzpatrick with a double stack to Diami Brown and Terry McLaurin. And then we've got Ryan Tannehill. He's the guy that's out of place. Like it's not that it was necessarily – that was our pick we forced. And if you think about it, we were talking. I wasn't even thinking too much about the queue. And we're like, well, what are we doing? Oh, well, quarterbacks are going. We got to take Ryan Tannehill. We shouldn't have taken Ryan Tannehill. We should have passed Ryan Tannehill. We should have taken Michael Pittman, Jalen Waddle. Hell, we could have even taken Kenyon Drake or James Conner there and then come back with Jamal Williams. And then we would have came back and we would have ended up with Baker Mayfield, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Tua. So we could have had stacks. We could have had all of them stacked with players instead of Ryan Tannehill on an island.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we messed up. And it would have given us the one more back that we wanted, which was James Conner or Kenyon Drake, one of those two players. So then we would have Derrick Henry, Kareem Hunt, James Conner, and Jamal Williams. And we wouldn't even probably drafted Tariq Cohen or Booker. We would have taken the 3 quarterbacks, and then we would have probably just taken all receivers.
And we still have a chance, if you want to look at it this way, and you go, oh, well, if this guy gets hurt, I mean, hope is not an action plan. But Kareem Hunt and Devontae Booker, if the guy in front of them goes down, Jamal Williams, same thing. If Swift ever went down, Jamal Williams is crushing it.
Well, the thing is, I have projected Jamal Williams I haven't projected for more work than what I'm going to guess, like most people. I've been talking about that for about 3 weeks. So I feel, and it's not going to be on a great offense, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So Henry will carry the load. Got lots of receivers to fill up the flexes. Mm-hmm. We've got what we hope is an elite tight end, right? And TJ Hawkinson. That's still technically a question mark. And we've got a few stacks to play with. It's fine. It's not my favorite best ball draft that I've ever had. But we had a thought process like on everything that we did. And to be honest, this is my first FFPC best ball this year. I've been doing all underdog. So it was really interesting just to get to see the way this one went. So just real quick, like running through a few of the teams. So, Scott Barrett on the end started off wide receiver with Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams. Then he comes back with Chris Carson, David Montgomery, Travis Etienne. Then he gets 3 tight ends with a quarterback sandwiched in the middle: Dallas Goedert, Logan Thomas, Jalen Hurts, and Robert Tonyan. So he obviously wanted to lock up, the tight ends. I think, to your point, his plan, my guess is he probably was hoping to have Hurts and Rodgers. And then it didn't. It just, when Rodgers went, it kind of got him. Because I think coming back, I'm sure he's fine owning Hurts. And he does have it with Goddard. I mean, I love Jalen Hurts. We talked about it at our pick. When we picked Cortland Sutton, the other guy we were talking about was Jalen Hurts. Or sorry, no, when we took Devonta Smith, the guy we were talking about was Jalen Hurts. So, and Cortland Sutton made it all the way back to us. We let him go. And came back.
I really like those wide receivers, and
they're the key to our team. If our wide receivers don't play well, this team's going to suck. They have to play well.
And I kind of wish we would have got one more tight end.
Yeah, in this format, it's just the way that everything fell. I agree. I usually carry 3 tight ends in this format. Not always. But again, I'm kind of risky. I kind of embrace the variance in best ball more so than I do in redraft, where I can maneuver my roster. It's like in best ball, it's just you want to correlate as much as you can. And where we were sitting, I feel like Tannehill was the only one. Everything else I felt good about, like where we got Parker, where we got Sutton, where we got Hopkins. I mean, I feel good about where all those picks, even where we got Kareem Hunt, I feel good about where we got to draft him. Derrick Henry fell to us a little bit, right? At pick 8. I was happy with that. If you ask me, I would rather own Derrick Henry than Jonathan Taylor. It's not really close. And the reason why is Derrick Henry, we know, gets 75 to 80% of the touches in an absolute run-first offense. I do, and that is the one good thing about Tannehill, Drake, is, to your point, there is this thing also that's negative, correlation that can be good. We don't have anybody stacked with Tannehill, but on the weeks Derrick Henry doesn't do well, most likely we're getting something out of Tannehill.
Mm-hmm. Tannehill was QB7 last year. It's not like he's some bum.
No, he's not a bum. We just wish we had him stacked with somebody. If I knew we were taking Tannehill, it's there's no way to do it because we wanted TJ Hawkinson, but it's if we could have gotten Julio right in the 4th.
Yeah, I don't trust
I like Rich's team. Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones. Then he comes back with his wide receiver 1 of AJ Brown. and then he makes his stack with Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson. And then he gobbles up receivers Robbie Anderson, Jerry Jeudy, Brandon Cooks, Curtis Samuel. And then he takes the upside swing at Tony Pollard, comes back and grabs another tight end and Gerald Everett, picks up a backup quarterback to Lamar Jackson that has legs, and Justin Fields. He's got Naheem Hines, pass catcher, Tevin Coleman. I'm not as big on that one, but Rich knows his stuff. He's probably onto something that I'm not with Tevin Coleman. Tua Tagovailoa is he doesn't have anything stacked with that. But again, got his third quarterback, Ramondre Stevenson, the rookie running back for the Patriots, Nico Collins, he had set up as an auto pick, and then Darrell Williams. So he took 2 backs early, then he just gobbled up. He got a bunch of receivers and grabbed his starting tight end QB stack. I like that team a lot. Team 3. I don't mind team 3. I mean, Chubb slid to him. Edwards-Helaire came back around the corner to him. He took Jacobs in 5, but then his receivers are still, and that's Josh Jacobs, his receivers are still Cooper Kupp, DJ Chark. I like both of those players. Marquise Brown, I'm higher on than pretty much everybody. Mecole Hardman, Jalen Reagor, and Paris Campbell, Denzel Mims, Amari Rodgers, Quintez Cephas. I mean, Carson Wentz is the backup quarterback paired with Campbell. He's got Ebron, Irv Smith, and Evan Ingram. His tight ends aren't great, but he's got 3 of them, and we love Irv Smith. Evan Ingram can be good on any given week. Eric Ebron can catch a touchdown on any given week. So he covered his bases. I don't mind that team. Mm-hmm. Team 1, you've got McCaffrey, Mixon, Metcalf, and Thielen, and Dak. Like, that's really good. Then Noah Fant, and then he comes back with Tyler Boyd, Michael Gallup, Jarvis Landry. Just got 5 solid receivers, 2 really good backs. He's kind of built similar to Rich, right? He grabbed 2 backs, came back and picked up a quarterback and a tight end, and then multiple receivers. And then he's got Ronald Jones, Latavius Murray, Alexander Madison, Rob Gronkowski, Hayden Hurst, Daniel Jones paired with anyone? No. Tyrell Williams. He also drafted CJ Uzoma, so he's got 4 tight ends. He's got Rashad Penny there at the end. Some interesting teams.
For sure. So this is a fun exercise. We're going to be doing more drafts as the summer goes along. Shout out to the guys at Pros versus Joes and the FFPC. We're big fans of those guys. So as always, thanks for having us on to do this. And we hope you guys stick with us all throughout the season. Follow us on Twitter at FFHustle. I'm at Drake Fantasy. And Dwain, of course, is at Dwain McFarland, DWAIN. Go over to PFF.com. Use our promo code HUSTLE to get 25% off any package. I think you can get 40% off if you just show up there right now. They're begging you to come sign up at PFF.com. And, of course, our good pals at Draft with Red Zone. Get a draft board for your home draft. They're going to give you the board, the stickers, and a lot of fun stuff, including a really cool ring in an engraved case for your winner. It's really sweet. I'll show it on Twitter. Go check us out at FF Hustle. And, of course, Viridian Global, our guys who do the clothing store for us. It's the pin tweet at FF Hustle. You can find out all our cool stuff there if you want a hat, a sweatshirt, a sticker, whatever you need. So, Dwain, now let's put a bow on this thing. Appreciate everybody hanging out on YouTube with us tonight. And we'll be back with more Fantasy Football Hustle powered by PFF as July and August roll on. We're in draft season, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you later. And remember, never get out hustled. We'll see you guys.